Cat Mouse, hey, I didn't think I said hi to you last night. Man, I missed a lot of things in chat. Um, this one is going to be quick because I want to work on some other things. But I just saw that Neo has been bonded out $60,000, which Fox News. No, that was what news channel we were watching where they said there was no bond. Remember? Which I thought that was kind of odd, like no bond for a bench warrant, basically. But maybe if they thought he was going to run away. But remember, I think it was the local station or no, it was the local station, KTLA or something. They said no bond. But 60,000 is pretty high. I mean, he'd have to pay probably 10%. He probably had to pay 6,000 if he got a bail bondsman. It's pretty high though for like a bench warrant type thing. Okay, so let's go over that real quick, and then I'm gonna play the two things that people sent me last night that I was looking for that I didn't see in chat that they sent me. I didn't check my Proton email. And then Flojo sent me another one to my Gmail, which I checked like about 5 minutes before I ended the stream, but it must have came right after. So he found the Asia video I was looking for. And then Nuria found, she emailed me on my Proton, that tour bus video I was looking for. And she had sent me that like 2 hours before my live. So she sent that to me probably way before I even freaking no, I should reword it. She probably sent that to me right when I asked for it. And for some reason, I started checking my Gmail because I was telling people to send to my Gmail and I forgot. I just stopped checking my Proton mail. Anyway, let's look at this, guys. Hey, Flojo. Yeah, sorry. I did check my Gmail because I was waiting for somebody else was supposed to do it. And I did it like probably, I would say 5 minutes before that. And then I checked it. I saw it. I went back in chat. I saw that you were trying to tell me that you emailed me. And then I was like, I checked my Proton and Nuria had sent me that thing at like 7:20 or something. It was like 2 hours before I ended the stream. Oh my Lord. Not you. Flojo, you had sent me a more recent, but besides the point, I'm sorry. I don't know how I missed so much chat. Anyway, yeah, let me share my screen real quick because I do have to be quick. I got closed. We had this issue with the laundry, and then I want to finish this other stuff. So I just wanted to do this update because I think it's important for this case. So those you, it's Neo the Asian. He is David's friend. It was like him. It was like the 4 of me. No, that doesn't make sense. It was like 4 of them. It was like Asia, David, Neo, and that Celeste Herrera were always together. It seemed like with all the posts and pictures, it seemed like they were like tight. Okay. So Neo was his like right-hand man. I don't want to say right-hand man like he worked for him, but he went on some tour dates with him. They were really good friends. So he got arrested last night, if anybody didn't see that, or 2 nights ago. He got arrested 2 nights ago in Montana, got transferred back to LA, got bonded out this morning, which I'll show you. Okay. So, you better get green, Steffi. You have to be a member. No, I mean, I'm not gonna, but that's why, because they're members. But no, you don't have to. I'm just saying you are the only one not green. But there really is only, let's see, we have Cat Mouse, Flojo, and Steph. So you're all right. Anyway, okay. So let's look at this here. So we have, here's his booking information for LA, Los Angeles County. So we see, his booking number, his name, 23 years old, date of birth, arrest date, 123. And they have 123 because that's when he went to LA. I mean, he got arrested on the 22nd, technically, but 23 would be when he got arrested by this county, right? Because he was picked up by a different county. So he must have made it in there by 1400. So, 2 o'clock? Time book 23:27, which that would be 11:27 p.m. So jail division. The thing that was kind of odd is LAPD gang activity, agency description. So I don't know if it's synonymous with like the homicide and or what was it? Homicide and burglary, or what was the other, how they, the homicide and what the agency that's been, investigating this, homicide and burglary or something like that. Uh, but gang activity, that's, I don't understand that, to be honest. You would think it would say the other. Anyway, bail amount 60,000, which usually you pay around 10%. So, he probably had to pay around 6,000. And if he doesn't show up, that bail bond is gonna catch him, because that bail bond would be out like 50,000 bucks if he doesn't get him. So it's like a surety for them to show up to the next court hearing, because you get it back. You know what I'm saying? So, the bail's bondsman makes he'll make like 10% of that. So let's say he'll make like $6,000 around. I mean, it could vary a little bit for just bonding him out. But then if he doesn't show up, he's out that money. But that's why a lot of them will have their own, what do you call it? Um, oh my God, what's the word for, they go hunt him down to get him, because if they don't show up for the court, they'll go grab them and drag them back because they want their money, because they would be out all of it. But it's a surety thing. So I'm sure he's going to show up next time, right? God, I just got a new mouse and it's already going out. You got to be kidding me. I was so excited because I got a new mouse and keyboard and it was working awesome. And now it went out. I already put my other one away. You got to be kidding me, guys. Oh, you know why? This is why I only do the Logic mouses. Those are the only ones that seem to work. But I basically asked for this. It was a Christmas present, but for the keyboard, not the mouse. But I figured the mouse came with it. Can't I just have a life that goes smooth? Like, none of this is my fault. Like, I was prepared. It was working great earlier. Is anybody? Let me try to turn it off and on. It was working so good earlier. I was like, wow, this is working good. Because normally only my Logic mouses work. All right, let me go get it. I put it away, but let me grab it. I take the thing off. I don't think. Oh, sorry guys. I don't think I took the little chip out yet, so I think it should still work. Okay. Oh, I have to turn it on. Well, I guess I was right. I've tried different mouses, and this old if you get, it's the Logi brand, I guess it's Logi. These are the only mouses that catch. They're very, what is it called, where they catch really quick. Like, how mouses have a lag. I swear by these Logi. This is my second one, no lags. Now sucks because this had some freaking things on it extra that I loved. And I was like, yes, it has these little side buttons that do stuff. So maybe I'll just get an updated Logi one. I don't get it. Oh. Okay. Okay. I'll just use my old one again. If you want a wireless mouse, I swear by these ones. Okay. So 60,000, permanent housing assigned. So on yesterday he was assigned at 11:27, which is why time booked. So he got booked by 11:27 p.m. and he was out by the morning. Where does it say? It gives you a time, right? Hold on, I think it's the next page right here. Bond, release reason, bond. So he got bonded out to this morning at 9:09 a.m. He bonded out. 60,000 bucks. Like I said, you usually have to pay around 10%. That's not exact, but that's just an estimate. So, but I mean, 60,000, like a lot of times you'll see like 1,000, 20,000, 60,000 is pretty high. They're not messing around. Anyway, yeah, right, Steph? Right? So that's really all of that update. See, this is going to be quick. Now, I just want to play you the stuff I wanted to play yesterday. Let me get my headphones. So the Asia video that I was talking about, Flojo found it and sent it to me. Like I said, 5 minutes before I ended the stream, but I did not see it. Now, I forgot that she started talking about streaming, but you got to remember this, guys. When she put this video out, just you have to take it into the context of when it came out, okay? Because she does talk about streaming, so some people will think, oh, she's talking about streamers. Well, they are all streamers, really. But she knows we're all watching and we're all waiting for a response at this time. This video came out like at the time, like it was prime time, like where everybody's waiting for a response for her. What are you going to say about this whole David and everything? And she says this and she opens up with it being about streamers. But tell me that she is not talking about something relevant to this case. And if she's not, she is messing with us because she intentionally knew we're all watching, waiting for a response about David. And for her to say something like she says in this video, she knows we're all going to think, at least I shouldn't say all of us, but a lot of us are going to think it's relevant. She's trying to give us some clues, right? So either she's messing with us or she was honest, or she was messing with us and it wasn't really about David, but she kind of kept it open and made it about, you know what I'm saying? Or it is, it really was a little clue. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really give us an answer, but it does tell us that she's saying that something, there's a bad person in the mix. Okay. Let me play it real quick. What do you think, Neo? Oh my God. Sorry. I meant Flojo, but I just pulled up a big Neo thing. That's why I said Neo. Sorry. Flojo, what do you think? Do you think it was about something about this case and somebody involved like David or Neo or something? Here it is.
I want to go back to streaming so bad.
Can you hear
Don't get me wrong. Like, I actually love streaming and I hopefully will come back to like some platforms soon. But the streaming community is so severely toxic right now. And I need people to understand that, like, there's so much stuff that goes behind the scenes that you guys just do not see. But I digress. You guys will probably find out some of the people I'm talking about very soon, because when you're a bad person, eventually everyone finds out naturally. That's the thing about bad people. They expose themselves. I don't need to do anything. Karma's a bitch.
Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not about anything relevant to the case, but she's in that world. She's close to the four of them are like bestest friends. At least they were at the time. Do you think she was meeting somebody? Like, we're going to find out somebody about this case and we're going to find out there's a bad person in the mix? Or do you think she was just generally talking about streamers and it has nothing to do with any of the people involved in the case? Now, when I was in my memory, I wasn't remembering that first part where she talked about the streamers, but that's how memory is. But what do you think? Maybe it's nothing. I'll play it again and see what you think. Can you hear it, right?
I want to go back to streaming so bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, I actually love streaming and I hopefully will come back to like some platforms soon. But the streaming community is so severely toxic right now. And I need people to understand that, like, there's so much stuff that goes behind the scenes that you guys just do not see. But I digress. You guys will probably find out some of the people I'm talking about very soon, because when you're a bad person, eventually everyone finds out naturally. That's the thing about bad people. They expose themselves. I don't need to do anything. Karma's a bitch. I want to go back to streaming.
I'm muted. I caught it. Thank God. So she's saying the bad people will expose themselves in this community she's talking about. A murder would make you a very bad person. So if somebody in her group of people that she hangs out with, and we know all of them are in that group, is murdering somebody or covering up a murder, that would, I think, be a bad person. So that they would expose themselves, right? So I think she kept it open so it could be about it either. But I mean, if you're gonna say bad people and somebody covered up a murder or there's a murder or covered up any kind of death, I would think they're bad people. That's not good. That's karma coming your way. But maybe it wasn't, like I said. It was a little bit different than I remembered. I remember the ending to that more than the beginning. That last thing she said about karma and exposing yourself. That was the part in my head that I was remembering. I kind of forgot about that very beginning. Okay. So now let me play the tour bus one when they get on the tour that I was talking about. I was talking about it yesterday. The reason I think it's important is because, like I said, SF Investigates came out. He said he saw that video of the last person moving David's car. He said he knows who it was because of the clothes. So he's 100%. He made it seem like he's confident. He knows exactly who it was that moved the car. And that right after they got on the tour bus and left for tour. So my point is that three of them toured. They went on tour. Like Neo, Asia, and David went on the first leg of the tour all together. So who was the last to move the car? And then he puts out that hint. Was it Neo? And he already knows who it was. So hello, he knows who it is already. So him asking, was it Neo? So, and knowing Neo got on that tour bus with David that day, that's why I wanted to show you it. Okay, here it is. Right here. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, this is a different one. I was gonna say this isn't this. I thought I played the wrong one. Okay, here, let me play. I don't think it's music. I remember them talking. Why am I not hearing anything? I'm not hearing any sound. Don't they talk? Tour Bus Chronicles. I swear David's talking in this because he's talking about being on the tour bus. Why is there no sound? Are you guys hearing it? What the heck? That's weird. I know there's audio to it when I don't know why it's no audio's coming through. But basically, I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering right, I know memory's tricky sometimes with these things, but I swear he's talking about like, oh, we're on tour, first day of tour or whatever. Tour Chronicles, like I said, they're eating chapter 1. Then we see like those pictures of them all saying first day of tour, and he's with Asia and David or and Neo. So point is they all got on the bus that day. I think is this it? Yeah, right here. Here's one of the pictures. There's a couple pictures, but where it says for it looks like it says July 31st. Yeah. First show of tour, baby. We went Hello Kitty on and we see Neo in Asia. So I know I showed this yesterday, but I didn't have that other video. So I just wanted to re-show that. So I do really strongly believe that at least SF thinks it's Neo that he saw. I strongly believe that, but like, could he be wrong? Maybe, but I mean, he said he recognized it because the clothes they were wearing, and there's pictures of like the night before of them wearing clothes or something. It was very distinctive because he knew the clothes that the person was wearing. I remember him saying something about clothes. So, and we have the pictures like the party that night before, or there's pictures. I didn't even say about pictures that he saw from the night before or something. He did so many interviews. I just don't know which parts he says all these little things because, like, when he did those interviews, he would like add maybe a little thing in each one. But he did a lot of interviews. He even did like multiple interviews on the same station. Like he did like multiple law and crime ones. I know he did Nancy Grace. He did News Nation. I think he did that Lauren Conlin. Um, he did. I know he did other ones too. So he repeated the same thing and added sometimes a little detail. Here's another picture of them on tour. Um, that first leg of the tour. So there you go. Like I said, oh, let me play that new. It's not new, but and then also right after I ended, I see the video of him getting arrested. So that's quick. It's a little video. I made a short on it, but let's just watch it now. I'll play my short that I made. Um, where is it? It's a video. It's a quick video of him getting arrested. It's right here. Right. Yeah. Yep. Here's some pictures. And then I zoom in. So I'll just keep this playing because I'm looking up something. I zoom into that video again. 1 second. Try to look at something here. Here, I'll show you the tour dates. Flojo, you're talking about it. There's more dates than what was on his tour sheet. When I was doing that Rob timeline, I found extra dates that weren't on his tour list. Where he would like go back to Texas, then come back to LA. He was running all around at the beginning. I'll show you here. There's probably like 10 extra shows that aren't even on the actual tour. They're added ones. See, I'll show you here. Maybe I should put this video out. I put a lot of work into it, and just me going over it on YouTube on a live. People, I don't think a lot of people saw a lot of it because the way I did it, but I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So he, I'll start here. Well, no, let's start. Look, he went from, we'll start 2025 in general. So we'll skip over the party stuff, but I want to show you before. So he went in 2025. So he did that creator workshop Q&A as part of a special Band Lab pop-up event for his album Wither. That was in New York City, April 26, 2025. Hold on, I want to see if there's anything before that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'll start all 2025. And then we did, and there's probably more before that, but I just started here. Then we did Houston, Texas, April 27th. Wait, 26th. The next day, he had a special hometown show celebrating his new album release. That's that one where he cried playing Afterlife, okay? So it was a special hometown show after this workshop he did, pop-up, okay? And then, see, this is where he cries and sings Afterlife. And then April 29th, oh, here's the parties. Okay, now let me go to I want to go to the tour date. So all these different parties he goes to. And then we have San Francisco, July 30th. Skip through here. First show of the first San Francisco. So July 30th, he goes to San Francisco, okay? And then, look, so he wheels this out. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, you could see him like pulling up to the Warfield. It was at the Warfield. I was trying to get what the place was called. So July 30th. Okay. And then you have August 1st, he goes to Phoenix, his night one of Phoenix, because he plays more than, I think, 2 nights in Phoenix, but not back to back. I think this is the one it's separate. So he does night one in Phoenix, August 1st. Okay. And Asia's still with him. Then, I guess they show 2 in Phoenix. Hold on a second. Ooh, they're overlapping. Or no, it's not. Hold on. There we go. Del Mar, August 2nd, 2025. Hold on, let me make sure. So August 1st was night one. I think I added a part of a video clip that showed 2. I didn't go through and make the final edits because I wasn't done completely. But anyway, so then he goes to Del Mar, back to California, okay, August 2nd. Then he goes 2 nights in Del Mar. So August 2nd and August 5th. So he has 3-day break. I'll have to double check if there's anything in between, but he's in California and has 3 days with August 2nd. And then it doesn't look like I said, I have to go back and check if I missed something, but it looks like he might have had 3 days in between where he's in California. Del Mar, okay. So August 2nd, August 5th, and then he goes and you see, Lane, and I don't know who that is. I think Asia's the one on the floor. Yeah, or he's doing it to him. Okay. So August 5th, that's in Del Mar. Then Phoenix night 2, August 6th. So he separates his Phoenix shows. He goes to Phoenix and then goes back to LA, or not back to LA, back to California, and then goes back to Phoenix, okay, for night 2. And then he goes to Dallas, August 8th. I think that's Asia right there. His dad, sister. I'm just skipping through this. There's videos in between, but I just want to show you kind of the timeline because there's some extra shows. August 8th, Dallas. August 9th, Austin. He was busy. I mean, he was pretty busy. I mean, he has a few nights off in between. So right here, he had a few nights, Austin, and then to St. Petersburg, Florida, the 12th. So he would have had 3 days in between there. And then Orlando, the 13th, and then Atlanta, Georgia, the 15th. And then, see, something got moved. Nashville, the 16th, and something that got moved right there. It's all blank. Shoot, I probably moved a file. I moved a file, so I don't know what I'm missing there. Oh well. Yeah, I must have moved a lot of files. The rest of them I moved. So, oh, not totally. All this chunk I moved. Shoot. So I missed some stuff. August 17th, Charlotte. August 19th, New York. Brooklyn on the 20th. PA, Philadelphia on the 22nd. Maryland, August 23rd. August 24th, Silver Spring, another different, were they both Silver Spring? Yeah, 2 shows at Silver Spring. And then we got Cleveland, Ohio on the 26th. Let me see. I want to see how many days in between. Only a couple days goes to Cleveland. And then, like I said, I'm just skipping through. You see, Asia's still there. Boston, the 28th. I'll put this together sometime. Like I said, I'm just skipping through. Sorry. Montreal, the 29th. And Asia's still with them in Canada. So I think she was with him up until the news broke. But we just don't have anything after the news broke because he stopped posting these. And then you have Toronto, the 30th. And this is, look, Asia's still with him. This is where they take that plane to do that show with, what's her name? He goes to another show and performs at what's her name show. I can't think of her name offhand. Sorry, it's not my style of music I listen to. I used to know her name. Now I forget for some reason. But they take a private plane and they go, he performs at that show. Austin, Texas. It's this right here. So he flies to Austin, Texas on August 31st and performs that show with that girl. And then he's back to Columbus. So he was in Cleveland, Ohio, and then does wait, hold on. How many shows does he do in between? And he goes to Canada. Oh, Cleveland. Okay, Cleveland, then Boston, then a couple cities in Canada, and then Austin, and then he goes to Columbus, the 3rd, and then the 6th he goes to Chicago, and then that's all I have. I do think that there's I didn't finish this, so I think there is still videos on the 7th. There's a video I swear on the 7th I just had to add, and maybe I don't know if I have the 8th, but yeah, so there's extra nights on some of them that are on his tour list, and then there's a couple extra like shows that I don't know why it wasn't actually on his tour sheet. Little extra shows, but so yeah, I mean, he was busy, but he had some breaks and, yeah, I think that's all. I just wanted to do the update on Neo. Is there anything else you guys wanna see before I go? I'm still working on some of the Discord stuff, like the Zerks part, but yeah, so if you guys are just coming in, Neo bonded out for 60,000. Like I said, you only have to pay around 10%, so it's not like he put out 60,000. Um, and yeah, bonded out, which let me Google something. I'm gonna take the AI answer probably. I just want to see what it says. I just hold on, let me see something. Just wait 1 second. Okay. I asked if 60,000 was a pretty high, bond amount, and they said, "Yes, 60,000 is generally considered a high." From what I've seen too, like, that's pretty high. Um, Usually indicating a serious felony charge or that multiple charges have been aggregated. While bail can range from a few $100s to millions, a $60,000 bond suggests the court considers the defendant a risk for or the alleged crime to be severe. And then it says about bondsmen, typically you pay a non-refundable fee of 10%, which Neil won't get that 10% back. But um that's what the bondsman makes basically in profit. Does that make sense? Oh my god. My freaking leg. So yeah. So the bondsman will put up to 60,000, they'll get it back, and then they'll get to keep that 10% of what they got from the defendant. But it says if you pay court directly, you must put up the full, but yeah, I'm sure he got, yeah, bondsman, yeah. They could also take like a house, property, car, 401k for collateral. Um, okay, so 60,000 is in the range of moderate to serious felonies such as residential burglary, certain drug trafficking, or serious assault. Now we're looking at something a little bit different here. This is like a bench warrant type thing. I know it's called a body attachment, whatever. They just want to make sure because he's an important witness. They think he knows something. In my opinion, something he knows, and they need him to. They need him to testify. No messing around. So is there anything else that is anybody knows that's new? Let me look up. Hold on, let me look at a couple things to see before. Oh yeah, hold on. I wanted to share this. This actually was on Reddit. It was the search warrant. Forgot about that. So shout out to you straight bit 3122. It says Superior Court of California, Detective Jason Wild, blah blah blah, swears under penalty. So it says does believe the articles, property, and persons described below are lawfully seizable pursuant to penal code, blah, blah, blah. 90-day disclosure, no. Return extension, no. Hobbs ceiling, no. Okay, so property or things to be seized consist of any item or constitute any evidence that tends to show a felony has been committed or tends to show that a particular person has committed a felony. Okay, let's see. It says, and to seize it them if found and bring them forth 8th day of September. So this was submitted on the 8th day of September. So that's when they found her. So I'm pretty sure it's just the search warrant for the car, right? I'm guessing 12:03 p.m. Why doesn't it actually say? Wait, did I miss it? Now, the person that posted it said, yeah, it's for his Tesla. That's what I was figuring because it says September 8th. So they had to get a search warrant before they could search it. Yeah. So wait, what is this post says? The full warrant for David's Tesla. LAPD confirmed they couldn't get in contact with David prior to the warrant being issued. Oh, hold on, I missed a page. That's why. I was like, where does it say that? That's what. Hold on, I missed some pages. Shoot. I hoped people didn't leave. I'm just gonna save these separate because Reddit needs to do it. They need to have a button when somebody uploads photos to be able to zoom in. Like, you know how Facebook has that where you could push the plus button? I know you could zoom in the whole screen, but sometimes yeah, that doesn't work with Reddit. Look, that's why I never do it. Watch. When you zoom in the whole screen, look what it does. It doesn't do anything. So they need to work on that. That would be any big Redditors maybe put in a request like where you could do a zoom in on just the photo because I always have to save them and then I mean it's no big deal, but that would be very helpful. All right, let's see the whole search warrant. I don't know if this is going to be in order. Page 1 of okay. So it says peace officer being sworn says he or she conducted a search warrant. Hold on, let me bring up my screen again. Okay. Pursuant to the search warrant described, issue magistrate Haynes, Marcelletta versus Haynes, Superior Court, September 8th, location, vehicle. So vehicle described as a 2023 Tesla Model Y, 4-door, black in color, bearing Texas license plate. Department resources revealed the registered owner as David Anthony Burke, Hampstead, Texas. The vehicle is currently under storage at official police garage, Hollywood, and gives the address. It says seized item described below. Human remains located. I further swear that this is true and detailed account of all property taken by pursuant to blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's see what the rest of the pages say. And then we have, that's 3 of 3. Hold on. I think there's a 2. I want to make sure I do it in order. Here's 2. Okay. You are therefore commanded to search premises, vehicles, persons. Vehicle described as the 2023 Tesla. Okay, department. Did I already read this one? Department resources revealed the registered owner as David Anthony Burke. The vehicle is currently under storage at official police garage, Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. No, I haven't read this one. It just says the same thing, but yeah, this is new right here. For the following property, things, or person, discover cause of the foul odor emanating, I don't know if I'm saying that right, from the trunk area of the vehicle. Wonder if they weren't able to get the search warrant if they could have looked in it anyway. But I mean, they wouldn't have had an issue getting it. I'm just curious if it was like, oh, that's my thumbnail. Okay. So then 3 of 3. Let's see. It says Jason Wild have been employed by the Los Angeles Police Department for over 17 years. I'm currently assigned to the Hollywood area Autos Detective Table with the primary duty assignment of investigating auto-related crimes. I have completed numerous domestic violence, robbery, burglary from motor vehicles, fraud, stolen vehicle, and theft investigations, and have arrested numerous persons for these and related offenses. I have also located and recovered stolen property on numerous occasions. I have also attended classes regarding domestic violence, robbery, theft, fraud, and other related offenses at the LA Police Academy. I have received informal training from other experienced officers and detectives and have reviewed numerous suspects regarding the manner in which they commit their crimes and dispose of their loot. Oh, hold on. I was trying one of my new buttons on my thing and it wasn't working the way I wanted it. Oh, the page down don't work. It does. Okay, sorry. I have new little options on my keyboard too. Anyway, so it says I've received informal training and have interviewed numerous suspects regarding the manner in which they commit crimes. I'm familiar with the manner in which numerous crimes are committed. Based on previous investigations and experience, it is my opinion that electronic communications methods such as text messaging, electronic mail, IM, DM, instant direct messaging, and online forum posts are used by criminals for communication and the facilitation of criminal operations. This includes covert and public transmission of phone numbers, addresses, address messages, photos, images, and files. Based on previous investigations and experience, is my opinion that electronic forms of payment, such as Zelle, PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, Cash App, and use of cryptocurrency are used by criminals. both of their transaction speed and ease of the use. Both for their transaction speed and ease of use. Criminals prefer these forms of transactions to remain anonymous to their victims and move their money quickly. However, unlike cash, criminals must set up these accounts connected to their real bank account information and in some cases provide identification to open these accounts. Okay, so it's talking about on September 8th, Detective Clore, serial number, blah, 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 was advised by official police garage, Hollywood Tow, Mansfield, Los Angeles, California, that they have a vehicle on their lot, which had a foul odor and attracting flies. So it was already attracting flies. Can you guys read that? Yeah. The vehicle was reported as abandoned to Los Angeles Department of Transportation in the area of 1406 Bluebird Avenue in Hollywood. Los Angeles Department of Transportation responded to the location at towed responded to the location at towed the vehicle on September 5th, 2025. I think there's a typo there, but they responded. Transportation responded to the locations and that should be and towed the vehicle on September 5th. So by September 8th, they got that search warrant. Like, there's an odor, there's flies. We need to search this. The vehicle's current registration comes back to Texas. Currently unable to contact registered owner of the vehicle, Detective Clore responded to the location and verified the vehicle is emanating a foul odor from the trunk area. So there you go. That's what the Reddit person was talking about, how they couldn't contact him at first. There you go. Anything else new? Let me just double check because I do got to go get my clothes. It wasn't working, and I actually was able to kind of not fix it, but there's this like hidden little contraption where you have to open it up, and if it could be clogged and stuff. So I looked online, like, why isn't my clothes drying? And I was able to fix it. And I'm just nervous. I hope it's just working good. 3 times. This is now my 4th time trying to wash my clothes. Anyway, that's not your problem. I was just saying. Um, yeah, I think that's all. I did want to kind of talk when I was watching him get arrested, but no, I guess there wasn't that much. I mean, they were, checking his pockets and stuff. All right. Hey, Bose T. Hey, Adele, Wolfpack, what up? Can you address the fact that David being a couple years older than he really is? I heard it somewhere. He was like a couple years older than he says. I have heard that rumor. Yes, people are thinking that, but it hasn't been confirmed. I don't know. I'll try to see if it can be confirmed, but yes, I mean, you're right. There's talk that people think that he's actually older than he says. I don't know. Mm. I don't know how to confirm it. I mean, I know how you would confirm it, but I don't think we haven't been able to officially. But yes, that's been, I would say like maybe a month ago. I feel like the RIA person I talked to we were talking about that. He could be like, there's some people that think, but I don't know if there's a lot to back that up, but maybe he could. Yeah. So there's a rumor he may be older than what he says. So, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, taller. That too, for sure that. Um, oh, I see. Catalina, thank you for sending me that. Did you get my email? I had so I'm sure you guys could relate to this, where you in text messages, I do it too. It drives me nuts. I like get mad at myself. I'll either have an email or text message I think I sent, so it's just sitting there, and I think it's all sent, and just like go about my day thinking I sent it, and I didn't. So basically, when you sent that to me, that last night, I thanked you, and then I went about my day and did some things, and then I went back to my Gmail, and I seen I never sent it. So I did end up sending it late last night, but I was like, she's probably thinking how rude. I freaking sent her this, which was so awesome that you sent those pictures to me. Thank you so much. I so wanting to see those so much, and I haven't looked through them all yet. I peeked at them last night because I didn't want those to be like the last images before bed. But I did just kind of skim through some of them, and it's helping me make some sense out of some things. There's like I'm talking about the Koberger case, guys, but thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If you ever need anything, yes. I want to email you your opinion on something about that. So check your email in a little bit. I'm going to go get my clothes taken care of, but maybe in an hour or two, I want to ask you your opinion on that, on what you suggest on something. Since you've seen the pictures. Anyway. Yes, 22, not 20. Yep. We need to try to figure that out. But don't you think, Flo and Joe, when we got legally now they're looking into him. So don't you think that's going to be exposed if that's the case? Because the cops, if he ever gets arrested or whatever charge, it'll have his birthday. They'll know, right? That'll be exposed if he ever gets arrested or gets charged. Look at the court docs and see when the birthday. I mean, I wouldn't think that they wouldn't catch it, right? So I guess we'll see soon. Because at the very least, he's gonna get some charges. I mean, I'm hoping, murder, but at the very least, there'll be some. So then they'll have his birthday. So I think we'll end up finding out. Yes, we should, Flojo. I know, Wolfpack. Well, those are the ones I made it halfway through Xana's room, and that's where I was like, okay, it's late. I'm gonna go to bed. I don't want these last images in my head before I go to bed. I don't know. I just was like, I'm just gonna wait to look at the rest. But I made it about halfway. But I was going really fast because I was just kind of seeing what was in there, and I was skimming. I was scrolling through so fast. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So that'll be soon enough because for sure he's going to get charged with something. He's not going to be able to escape any charges. So they'll have all that information. Flojo, would you rather communicate through the Gmail or my Proton mail? I say Gmail because that's guaranteed I'll get the email. Proton mail is not guaranteed I get it, which I hate. I don't get it. Like somebody had just, what was it about? It was a case, and I read in a comment that they had sent me. Kevin Mouse, was that you? Maybe it wasn't, but they said send me information about the Wade appeal. They said it got rejected. So it's like I could be getting important stuff that I'm not getting. All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks for coming. I will see you next time. Oh, it was Buzz T. We actually did a live together. That was like over a month ago now, and it was really good. We have good chemistry on panel. So yes, we need to do it again. I gotta go. Yes, Flojo, email me. All right. Or I'll email you and we'll talk. Oh, wait, smoking? I didn't even notice it said smoking. Hold on, Padwa. Let me see. Now you got me curious. I was reading it too. Wait a minute. How did I miss that? Because I kept looking
I want
at
to
her
go back
shirt.
to streaming so bad.
I did read it. I was trying to. It's all backwards. Hold on. Am I still sharing? Yeah. Well, let me take this down. Keep smoking. I want you to. What does the rest say? Hold on. I want you to die. Wait, does that say die? And it says no. What? No or what does that say? No. I hate when it's flipped. No. But does that say keep smoking? I want you to die?
Don't get me wrong, like I actually love streaming, and I hopefully will come back to like some platforms soon. But the streaming community is so severely
good catch. Who said that? Because I would not have seen that. Right here. Oh, you did spell it all. Oh my god, sometimes you probably think I'm an idiot. Like, it's on the message I sent. Sometimes I read like the very beginning and then I don't finish when I'm like on a live chat and I'm trying to do too much. And you had it right there. Yes, it does say I want you to die. But what does this say up here? Anybody? It says no OURE. No cure. Thank you. That's a C, not a O. Okay. All right, guys. I gotta go check my clothes. Thanks for watching. I don't know, cat mouse. That's what I want. I want an opinion about that. And I guess I could throw it out here now. Like, I know people get crap. Like there's gonna be some people giving crap about people going over those pictures. So it's like since those pictures are a little bit more, bloody and stuff, like is it okay to go over them? Like, I don't know, because I know there's a lot of double standards, especially when it comes to me, but I'm sure it's when it comes to a lot of people, but with what happened with me and stuff, there's a lot of double standards. Like for instance, um, with the Wade case, when I showed that picture of Christine where she was all wrapped up, you couldn't really see her. I had showed that last like a year ago, and I know me and YouTube Streets made up, but I remember when I had went over that like a year ago because we were watching some of the trial, and I had the pictures that were on the trial, a long crime. This was in the heat, like the peak of the Wade Wilson stuff when I was covering it. YouTube Streets like, oh, zavgirl's in another conspiracy. She did it again and talked about showing. She showed these pictures. She should and made a big deal because I showed the pictures they showed at trial. Like I said, they since apologized. But my point is the double standard here. So then I showed the crime scene photos again, a couple weeks ago, and that person's like, "Oh my god, no ethics. What's her that creator said you don't have any ethics, blah blah blah." But then Paramount does this documentary and they show that picture and even more and have a clearer picture zoom in over. They show it multiple times. So they don't have any ethics either. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's true crime. True crime's not pretty. True crime is true crime. This stuff is a part of the cases. You have long crime showing the trial that shows the pictures. And then you have this new documentary that shows the same pictures that I got crap for showing. But that's the double standard stuff. So here's the thing. Other channels probably could show those pictures and go through the Idaho. I'm going to show them and I'll get a bunch of crap. I don't know. I think it's important because the little that I have seen, it made sense. It made more sense because in my head, I'm like, how couldn't there have been more blood splatter, like even outside the rooms on the beer pong table? There is a lot more. But the pictures that we seen didn't show it. Now I see there is a lot more blood on that beer pong table. They show it on they show like somebody rubbed up against like the stair wall, the middle wall, and you could see like a smear of blood. It makes more sense because everybody's like, how couldn't there be any blood? They cleaned up and that makes sense. That could have been Brian coming down after he just freaking killed two innocent people here. Psycho. He could have had blood on him and rubbed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that, and I haven't even looked at half of them yet, but it connects the missing dots that we need. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. That's what I was going to ask you, Catalina, but let's talk. And anybody has any suggestions, let me know. I think it's super important to understand and to kind of, like I said, connect the missing dots, fill in some of those gaps where people are like, this doesn't make sense of this and that. Well, I think it's the little that I see it, and as quick as I look through those, it already filled in a lot for me. Whereas, like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know? I'm reading. How you're gonna get flaky. Oh no, I'm reading Cat Mouse. What did I miss? Let's see. He arrested LPD going gang division. I do know he's X-ray, so they're yeah, maybe. I know, isn't it gang division? I know, no, I know Wolfpack, but that's the thing. There's this double standard, and people are, and I might not be I'm obviously not the only person that they're hard on, but I'm definitely a big one because of what happened in the past with me and stuff. And that was even a double standard. I'm not even going to get into that right now. But so everybody's always been a little bit extra harder on me. Like if I try to like, promote anything, like if I try to like say, "Hey, oh, join my Patreon," when I had it, even way back before the autopsy incident, people would get so offended if I would do it like maybe once a year because I had something on there or something. I can't believe I'm unsubscribing. I can't believe that you're doing this. You're about money and all this stuff. And it's like, but other true crime channels will consistently just have it up every time, promoting all their stuff, links every time. Um, and I do it like once a year and I get crap. So it's just like, it's just the double standard. So that's the thing. Yeah, people are going over them, but watch how much more I get from going over it. Oh my God. You have no, like, it's just, they're harder on me. They really are. And I think in the past about like trying to be like, "Hey, join my Patreon," or try to promote anything once in a great while. I think because I'm like nice people aren't supposed to be allowed to to, to do it. I don't know. I feel like 'cause maybe someone's so nice they think you can't do that. But where's the what sense does that make, you know? Yeah, it's crazy. I think the one time, because it's so hard for me to ask, like, "Oh, join my membership." I don't know. I just feel weird doing it. And I think because the few times I've tried, I get so much crap for it. I've had people unsubscribe and say, "You're just like everybody." Well, I guess just like everybody else. But I don't see, okay, so the one time I try to advertise my Patreon, like first or second year of my channel, is because remember that book that came out? Somehow somebody got an early release. I mean, weeks before everybody else. And they sent me like some really the most interesting parts of the book. So I had it like ahead of time. So I put it on my Patreon. It was like a perk. I was like, ooh, put on Patreon. So I wanted to tell people, hey, you want to go check it out? I have some stuff on my Patreon. It's like um early release type of some, "Oh, thanks, Donna." And I got crap for it. But then like the whole year prior, I didn't mention it at all. It's just, it's crazy. Oh, I know. I got to drop it. But that's the thing that I think bothers me the most with the community is the double standard and the hypocrisy of people. And they don't see it. It's like, I don't understand how you don't see how it is. But yeah. Um, thank you, Donna. I know, I know, I know, and then reported too, like, stuff like that. Anyway, alright, I'm gonna ooh, let me I always end up keeping the screen up too long. Okay, I'm gonna go, guys. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.